What if I told you there are legal rights all around your rights you're probably entitled to, but only realize when it's too late? Imagine missing out on something that could have saved you money, stress, or even your freedom. The truth is, most people don't learn about these rights until they're already facing a problem. Today, we're uncovering 7 powerful legal rights hiding in plain sight rights you need to know now, before it's too late. Starting with no. 1. Access your credit report for free every year. It seems like everything costs money these days, so it's easy to assume there's a fee to check your credit report. You might think you only need to check it when applying for a loan or a new phone plan. But did you know federal law gives you the right to get 1 free credit report every year from each of the 3 major credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion? That's 3 reports a year, totally free. Imagine getting your credit report every 4 months. By doing so, you'll be able to keep tabs on your financial health and catch any mistakes or warning signs early. Many people don't realize this and only check their reports after being denied a loan or job. But the truth is, checking early is key. If your report has errors or shows signs of identity theft, you'll have time to take action before it's too late. Plus, it won't hurt your credit score. To access your free annual reports, visit annualcreditreport.com, the only government-authorized website. Don't wait for trouble to strike. Stay ahead by knowing what's on your report. Next up at no. 2. The right to a copy of anything you sign. Picture this: you're signing a contract or agreement, maybe a lease for a new apartment. The fine print is confusing, but you're pressured to sign on the dotted line. You trust that what you agreed upon will be honored. But then later, there's a disagreement over terms or conditions. You end up in a frustrating debate with no proof of the original deal. This situation might seem made up, but it happens all the time. In fact, many people unknowingly waive important rights or agree to unfavorable terms simply because they don't have a copy of what they signed. But guess what? You have a legal right to receive a copy of any document you sign. Whether it's a lease, contract, medical form, or anything else, insist on getting a copy before you walk away. Don't let anyone pressure you into signing blindly. Having a paper trail protects you from disputes and ensures you remember exactly what you agreed to. And sticking with contracts, you might think once you sign on the dotted line, you're locked in, but not always. Note 3. Breaking a lease without penalty in certain situations. Breaking a lease can seem impossible, especially if you're dealing with a bad landlord who won't budge. But did you know you may have legal options to break your lease without penalty? Leases are legally binding agreements, but the law recognizes that sometimes circumstances change and you need flexibility. For example, if you're a victim of domestic violence or called to active military duty, you can often break your lease legally, even if your landlord neglects serious repairs like failing to fix the heat in the middle of winter. You might have grounds to move out without penalty. These rules vary by state, so check local laws to see what you're entitled to. Don't assume you're stuck in a bad lease with a bad landlord. There might be a legal way out. Next up, what if you're hanging out with friends and suddenly the cops show up? You might think you have to answer everything, but that's not true. Number 4, the right to remain silent even if you're not under arrest. Being questioned by the police can be intimidating, especially if you've never been in trouble before. You might feel compelled to answer all their questions, but did you know you don't have to? You have the right to remain silent. Even if you're not handcuffed or under arrest, you don't have to say anything. Calmly state that you're exercising your right to remain silent and politely request a lawyer. It might seem counterintuitive, but staying quiet is your best defense. Anything you say can potentially be used against you later, even if it seems helpful at the time. Don't confuse politeness with guilt. Being quiet isn't rude. It's smart self-defense. No. 5. The right to equal pay for equal work. You might think employers would automatically pay equally for the same work, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. You have the right to equal pay for equal work regardless of gender, race, or age. Imagine working alongside a colleague doing the exact same job. Wouldn't it be unfair if they got paid more for the same work? Well, it's illegal. Employers can't pay you less because of who you are. If you discover a coworker making more for the same role, ask your employer to explain the difference. If the answer isn't satisfactory, consider filing a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. However, be careful. Equal work isn't just about the job title. It considers responsibilities and performance, too. So, while this right protects you from blatant discrimination, navigating the details can be tricky. Before we move on, here's a quick favor. If you've enjoyed this list so far and learned something new, please hit that like button. It really helps support us and allows us to continue helping others. Thanks for your support. Moving on to now. 6. The 3-day cooling off rule cancels certain contracts within 3 days. Have you ever bought something you regretted? Maybe you felt pressured by a salesperson or didn't have time to think it over. It's a common experience, but did you know you might have a legal way to undo certain high-pressure sales? The cooling off rule allows you to cancel contracts within 3 business days if the sale happened at your home, workplace, or a temporary location like a hotel seminar. This doesn't apply to all purchases, so read the fine print. But it's a great safety net against impulse buys. To cancel, send a written notice within 3 days. The seller must cancel the contract and refund your money. Keep a copy of your notice for proof. This rule protects you from buyer's remorse and aggressive sales tactics. And finally, at number 7, your right to privacy in your own home. Your home should be your sanctuary, but how much privacy do you really have? You might be surprised to learn you have significant legal rights to privacy in your own home. Landlords can't just barge in for inspections or repairs without giving proper notice. Police need a search warrant unless there's an emergency or you give them permission to enter. Even family members don't have the right to trespass. If someone enters your home without your consent, tell them to leave. If they refuse, call the police. Don't feel powerless in your own space. You have rights to protect your privacy and security. In conclusion, know your rights before you need them. These 7 rights are just the tip of the iceberg. Many more protect you every day. The challenge is that most people only realize these rights exist when it's too late. They face a problem, then wish they'd known their rights earlier. Don't be one of those people. Equip yourself with knowledge now. Knowing your rights empowers you to navigate life confidently. It's not just for lawyers or courtrooms. It's for you, for all of us. Use these rights, not just when you're in trouble, but proactively. Be an informed citizen ready to stand up for yourself and others. Thank you for watching. Which of these rights shocked you the most? Or maybe you've used one of these rights and wish you'd known sooner. Share your story or thoughts in the comments below. Remember, it's your life. Make sure you're the one holding the cards.